let's talk about what we're doing today because y'all, this is so flippin' cute. Let's go ahead and go overhead.
Okay. There you go. That's perfect. Beautiful. And like, do it so they can catch that shine.
How's that?
That looks so good.
Yes, so this HTV, this is the gold. This is not the true gold though. I think this is like no, this is not they have an even more yellow gold than this.
Oh, then I grabbed the wrong one. I didn't think I thought we only had bronze and then that color.
It is. I'm saying online, they have a more yellow gold.
Okay, I got you.
This is the one that I wanted.
Yes, I love it.
This is the one that I wanted.
It's so pretty.
It should be linked down below. Product number, Frank, I don't have it.
There's a link for you guys.
But there is a link down below. Hands down, one of my favorite vinyls to use. Now, these you can get Amazon. You can get them from wholesalers. These are just little jewelry cases. This project today is truly, and I have been saying this for so long that we need to do this because this is such a sellable craft. Y'all, these are so easy to do, but so give you such a good payout. So anyway, you're gonna need this. Once again, link down below, these jewelry boxes. You can get them in literally any color you want. That's why I love them, is because you can truly customize these. A lot of people purchase these to put in like bridesmaids boxes.
Yes, I think that's what it's perfect for, honestly.
Yes.
Because you always, like, a lot of people gift bridesmaids jewelry on their wedding day, and then they can keep like their other jewelry in the box, and I just love it.
So Kelly asked, will this work with Cricut foil? If you're talking about the foil sheets, that the Cricut has to like use the adaptive tool to foil, then no, because you can't put this through for the Cricut foil. Right. Now, if they have a foil HTV, then this would be fine.
Yes.
So anyway.
I'm wondering if, I don't think electrofoil would work here.
No, I don't think electrofoil is going to give you the results you want for this one either.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to be HTV.
Yeah.
Like foil HTV.
It just looks good. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, you're gonna need your blank, you're gonna need your foil HTV. We're using a standard grip mat today, and then of course we're using our Cricut Mini Easy Press.
Beautiful.
That's it. Y'all, even if you don't have foil HTV, you can do, like this is a pleather jewelry box. It's kind of cushioned. You can do this with regular vinyl if you don't want the foil or you don't want to purchase the foil. You can do it with so many different things. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and in just a second, we're gonna hop over to Design Space and we are going to start the process because y'all, it's so hard.
Hardest project ever.
Hardest project ever.
Just kidding.
JK.
This is the easy one.
Here we go. In Design Space, this is what we're doing. We are doing initials. So the font that we're going to be using today, we'll go back to Maker's Gonna Learn. We're going to be using Manifest today. Manifest is one of my favorite new fonts that we have. I don't know, I just wrote, is it new? Is it not new? Is it not
what,
new?
The font?
Manifest.
What is it?
Manifest.
I think it is newish.
This is not a rose gold. Rose gold would be very pretty. This is more of a regular stain, like a brush, like a white gold. Anyway, so we are going to be using Manifest today. This is the font that we're using.
We have lots of good serif fonts that you all can use for this project. And honestly, even a pretty script with a full name. Listen, y'all cannot be all up in the Facebook group using 2 script capital letters for this project, okay?
Yeah, okay. So
just tell them the rules, Lauren.
Let's talk about some rules real quick. First rule, we're going to go back to our main screen of fonts, okay? First rule of finding the font that works the best is typing in your initials, okay? And with the Maker's Gonna Learn website, you don't have to download every single one of these fonts to see which one looks the best. So I'm gonna do one for myself today. The other one was for Alicia. This one is for me. So we're gonna type in LM, and I'm going both capital by the way. We're gonna type in preview. So now I can scroll down typeset. If I was going for a typewriter font, really like that one. Eden, y'all, first of all, can we, I don't know if we can zoom in. Look.
Control plus.
Got it. Do y'all see this? These are little flowers. That's going to be a no dog.
No dog.
No dog. We're not doing that. Okay? Oregon, definitely giving me Oregon Trail vibes once again. Like, these would be fine. We're getting a little hairy with this one. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan. I don't know. Ooh, Violetta. I might have to do Violetta.
Yeah.
Because that's beautiful. This is beautiful.
The only thing that would make me not pick that is where it's thin, but you can show them how to thicken it.
Which I thickened yours, the one that I did for you.
You about have to with any of those. I have to
anyway.
Yeah.
Now, Celine, questionable. Celine is a great one if you want to go up, and I'm going to zoom out some more. Celine is a great one if you wanted to do just a name.
Yes.
You can see how we, like, these kind of fall short when you're doing just a full name, but Celine,
looks good. Right.
Beautiful.
So full name with script is a good. Initials with script, not a good.
Not a good. Full name, or if you're doing one letter and it's a very, very very good, a very busy script font.
Yes.
One letter is all you need.
Right.
A serif or like a block font, you can get by with 2 or possibly even 3 initials. A good script with a big first letter and smaller letters at the end is great for a full name.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are just the rules that we're going to be going with today. That's what I have found best. Look, La Vida, no ma'am. That looks terrible.
That font gives me Topo Chico vibe.
It is for sure Topo Chico.
Just not great
actually,
for this
there
project.
is one that is a true Topo Chico.
Oh, really?
That one's just giving me Cantina vibes.
Cantina.
Yeah, like it makes me want to go eat some chips and salsa and have a margarita.
But when don't we want to go have chips and salsa and a marg?
That's a never. I always do. I'm always down to clown. Savannah is a X negative. It's a very cute font. For this project, it's a no. And y'all know how much I love like sunny days and Saturday night. This is a no.
Unless you did one, that would be a good one letter.
This would be a really good one letter for like the letter M. Also,
Liz.
Some fonts I hate the letter L in. Some I like.
L's are weird. L's are weird.
L's
Liz
are weird.
says didn't know there were rules. Liz.
Absolutely, there's rules.
There's a lot of rules. I don't know if we'll call them unspoken. Lauren and Alicia made them rules.
Yeah. Unspoken Lauren and Alicia rules. Sorry,
I don't know.
Guys.
I went to school for design a way long time ago, and also these are just things that I've picked up. But you can definitely tell a difference in the quality of a design with like people that will use these rules and people that don't. I think there's a significant difference.
Yes,
I just
there
think
is.
If you follow these rules, then it'll look profesh. You know, we want to look professional.
Absolutely.
We don't want people to ask us if we made it. We want us to ask them where they bought it from.
We do not want someone to say where or who made.
Did you make that?
Did you make that? Did you make that? Like, did you create that? We want people to say, oh my gosh, where did you buy that?
Yes, always.
And that's when you're like, oh, I made that.
Yes.
That's when you break out it's no big deal. I just made it.
That's the real compliment.
That's the compliment when someone says, did you make that? That right there tells you I've got some work to do.
It looks homemade.
It looks homemade. And I'm not saying that those projects don't look, those projects are so special. Even those projects hold so much room in my heart for those projects. But if you're on the path to sell, it needs to be like, where did you buy that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Love it.
Manifest what we're going with.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't even have to download it. But if you wanted to download a font, what you would do is you are going to, and we'll do Violetta, because I know Violetta's not on this computer. Are we on the share screen?
Yes.
Okay. You hit the arrow pointing down.
Okay.
It's going to pop up here. Double click. Open it up. Double click again. Install font. You would then have to re-upload Design Space. I'm not going to do that today, but you will reload Design Space, and that's where it will come back in. okay? So first thing I want to do is I want to grab a shape, and I want to do this little square with the rounded corners. Now it does come in as a 2 by 2 inch square. So what we are going to do is we're going to pop back overhead.
Okay.
And we are going to measure our blank. We are looking at about, I mean, it's not 4 inches by 4 inches, but that's what we're gonna go with because it's pretty close enough. So we're just gonna come up here to the top, back in our share screen, 4 by 4, and then we're gonna grab our text. Let me just go ahead and delete these. We're gonna grab our text. We're going to our font. We are using font Manifest. Not Mainfest. We want Manifest.
Manifest.
So now that we're here, we're just going to be typing in our initials. So if you want to put periods in between, you can. I actually hated the looks of the periods between these for some reason. I just felt like it cheapened it.
Yeah, it doesn't need it.
It cheapened it. I don't know. So anyway, we are not, you can decide if you want to or you don't want to. So we're going to do not, and then we're going to place, let's change the color. We'll just do a yellow, that way we can see it a little more. And I'll zoom in, and I'm going to teach you guys, if you use Manifest, number 1, let's talk about how thin that is.
She's thin.
That ain't going to work. Right. Will not work. So what we're going to do, because we love the style of this font, okay, but we do want it to be a little bit thicker because, like I said, those guys right there are way too thin. What we love to do here is go up here to offset. We're going to create a very small offset, okay? Now for this one, it's going to be like a 0.02 possibly. Let's see what that looks like.
It's hard to tell.
I know. You know, I'm going to zoom way in, and then we're going to go to, can I zoom in one more? Oh, 400%. Look at that, guys. We good now. Offset. Do you see how big this is now?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, move
now,
the green.
There we go. Okay. Select, offset. Whoa. That's way too big. 0.2. 0.3. 0.2. Let's go back down to 0.2. Grr.
Hit tab. Design space. What are you doing? Sometimes it just do be doing this.
And then it goes to 0. Like, I literally can't. 0.2.
Cancel it and redo it. Sometimes it does this to me and gets on my nerves so bad.
What if I zoom out a little bit?
It shouldn't matter. You should be able to just go back in there and do it. Just hit offset and do 0.2.
Zero 0.5? Okay.
It should let you do 0.2.
0.4? 0.3? It's letting me get to 0.3. Oh, there it goes. It got down to 0.2.
Who knows? Who knows?
So at this point, now that we're finally here,
We made it.
we're gonna hit apply. Now what I can do is I can pull off this, and you see this black, how much thicker it is, but it still has the integrity of this font. Mm-hmm. That is exactly what we were wanting to go for. If you want to keep the integrity of the font, but you want it to be thicker, you can do that. And let's go back to offset. I'm just curious to see what sharp corners on this font looks like.
Yeah, because it is a clean-edged font.
So now that I've done that, you can choose if you want soft corners or sharp corners.
Oh.
I'm digging the sharp corners personally.
Yeah, me too.
So if you guys did not know, once again, this is part of design. Design space, you can pick what we like to call soft corners or like rounded corners, or you can just use hard corners or like corners that come to a point on your offset. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to design space. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come to offset, and here you can choose your corners, whether you like a soft rounded corner or you like a sharp corner, okay? Now, look over here. The top one, here is our, first of all, here's what the font started off with. And if you zoom in, you can see that it kind of has sharp corners anyway. So that's why I wanted to look at both of them. Here it has rounded corners, and I can see like even the L, it rounded that corner on the L, and I don't necessarily want that.
It almost looks blurred.
It does almost look blurred. So with this one specifically, you would need to choose sharp edges, sharp corners. I think it just looks so much better.
Yes.
So now that we've done that, we're going to delete this offset, and actually you can either hide or delete. My advice is if you're wanting to sell these to make this process so much faster, what you can do is come up here to your text and just hide that. That way you're only left with the offset, and when you want to come in, let's say you get an order in and somebody wants to order 10 of these, all you have to do is unhide this, type in all of your initials, put an offset on them, and you're good to go.
Yes.
Like, it's super easy. You don't have to go back in there and add that text box again. You can just hide and unhide. So now that we have it sized where we want it, now keep in mind when you put an offset on it, it's going to make it a little bit bigger. It shouldn't make it too much bigger, but it is going to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to size that down just a hair. Make sure it looks good, and then I'm going to hide this square, and we're going to go to make it. First of all, we are working with heat transfer vinyl, so I did mirror. We're going to go to continue. We are using our Explore 3 today, and we're just cutting this on everyday iron-on, regular pressure.
Okay.
And heat press on to 2.
Beautiful. Oh, here, let me go over here.
2.
Second setting.
2.
Okay.
Look how fast.
Quick. And listen, these boxes are going to be so good to sell in bulk. Like, it's not likely that people are just going to order one. They're going to order a bunch for their bridesmaids, or that. Like, that's how I would market them. And you could put bridesmaids on it, but like if you put their initials on it, they can use it way after. And not only that, but you all can take photos of, like, if you got each of the colors, like if you got a black one, a green one, a white one, take a photo as your mock-up, and then you can actually, like in Canva, you can put the text option. So if you wanted to do like a script option using their last name or something, or their first name, you could like give them mock-ups of what it would look like so they can kind of see before they buy.
Yep.
So anyways, I think that would be a good thing if you're selling a bunch of them.
Tara says that she has an Android and her update was the same day that we did that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And honestly, looking at it, it's a little bigger than I probably would have liked it. Heat setting of 2. You know what? If you want to cover this, you can. I don't think I did. I'm not going to. You do have to be careful though.
Yeah, if you're unsure, just iron on the bottom.
And do you all see how I'm just coming in with the tip of the iron and just kind of like doing it right around the area? You don't want to like put your iron down on this.
Yeah.
You don't want to melt it. We're just, because it does not take a lot.
This is why we love the Cricut Mini Easy Press so much.
And I'm pretty sure this is a cool peel because that one side started coming up, tried to come up a little bit. So I'm just going to let that bad boy cool down. Oh yeah, for sure a cool peel. Do y'all see what it did on this side?
Yes.
Because I tried to peel it while it was warm. So this is a cool peel.
Dang.
But look at that.
She looks good.
Dang Joe Dirt.
Dang Joe Dirt. So today I'm going to be showing you all, beginner or not a beginner, I'm going to show you all our favorite ways to cut and apply vinyl. I brought in like my favorite transfer tape. This is just my favorite transfer tape. Tanner has his favorite. And then I brought in a couple different kinds of vinyl to show you all. And then these are the keychains that we're making. So we can go overhead so you all can see these. These are the retro style motel keychains. I'm obsessed with these. They're so cute. These keychains are such a good sellable item if you all are wanting to sell. These are great, especially if you're doing like craft shows or even on Etsy. I see these everywhere on Etsy. Everywhere.
And they're like $10 or $12 on there, I think.
Yeah, and like I think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys the wrong price, but I bought these in bulk on Amazon. I want to say it was like maybe $11. Maybe.
Ooh, for all of them?
Yes.
Wow.
I think it was $11 for all of them. And then you're charging, I mean, the markup on these is just insane.
So good.
So before we get started, if you're like, I literally just opened my Cricut. Like I opened my Cricut on Tuesday with Tanner. Like I don't know where to even start when it comes to vinyl. So there are lots of different vinyls. There are heat transfer vinyls, and you're gonna see permanent and not permanent and matte and glossy. Those are, what we're working with today are adhesive vinyls. So these are more like, they don't need a heat, you don't need an iron to apply them to anything. They have permanent and removable. We usually use permanent. Removable, I would say removable is more for like, I don't even know. I use permanent vinyl for most things when I'm using adhesive vinyl. So there are lots of different options. And what I brought in here today, so I've got these vinyls overhead. I just got some random colors. I was wanting to do brown on this pink, so that's why I have like brown and beige over here. But this is just like our standard adhesive vinyl. So on the back, a lot of times they'll say permanent or temporary. You can see this brown has a temporary adhesive. This is the StarCraft brand of adhesive temporary vinyl. So StarCraft is like one of our favorites. They sell these on 143vinyl.com. I don't know if I linked these colors, but I definitely linked the vinyl. So you could, like I was saying before, we've got the temporary adhesive, and then this one is the permanent adhesive. And whenever you guys go to shop for your vinyl, you're gonna wanna make sure that you are purchasing the correct type of vinyl. So it'll normally say permanent adhesive vinyl. That's typically what I use. For something like this, I'm gonna use permanent adhesive vinyl. Now, if for some reason I just had this temporary adhesive vinyl, I would be okay with using that for this project.
Love it.
But the biggest difference is whenever you're shopping and if you're wanting an adhesive vinyl, you don't really wanna purchase a heat transfer vinyl. That's different. And we're gonna be doing a project with heat transfer. I think Lauren used heat transfer vinyl in tomorrow's project. But that's the biggest difference.
Woohoo.
And then there's also an array of colors and like these beautiful holographic, y'all, I'm obsessed with holographic vinyl.
So good.
It's so pretty. Whenever we were cutting this though, the cut settings are way different than they would be for a regular solid colored vinyl. So like if you got glitter permanent vinyl or holographic,
Ooh.
they're a little bit thicker.
Okay.
And so a lot of times you've got to put more pressure, and Design Space has actual cut settings for holographic vinyl and glitter vinyl, which is really nice and makes it super beginner friendly because you're going to be able to just go in there, select the one that you want, and then your machine's going to do the work for you. So I really, really like that. So I'm going to set these to the side. And then this is the other thing you're going to need. If you are working with adhesive vinyl, you are going to be needing some really good transfer tape. Now, Cricut makes a transfer tape that you really like, Tanner, right? You like their Cricut
I love
transfer
the Cricut
tape.
transfer tape. Highly recommend.
Yes. So, and they also have different tacks. So when I say tack, I mean they're a little bit stickier. Some are a little bit less sticky. This Caesar for me is the perfect in between. And that's why I love this transfer vinyl so good. Oracle offers a transfer vinyl as well. I know on 143 Vinyl, you can actually, you know what, let's just go to their website really quick.
This would be great visual. So everyone,
Yeah.
let's have the conversation of all the different types of vinyls and things, because it's such a great combo to have to help you all know what to look for, to know the shortcuts and things like that. It's so good.
So this is the 143 Vinyl website that I keep talking about.
Yes.
And y'all, I really, for years, I used Oracle Vinyl, and it's great. It really is good. But I'm married to 143 Vinyl now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We are in a committed relationship. I love them so much. They have so much to offer. like between sublimation, vinyl, HTV, all of that.
Well, you know, StarCraft just came out with their vinyl, I believe, last year. So
What?
It's newer.
I didn't realize how new it was. Okay.
So a little history. I love sharing context here.
Yeah.
So 143 vinyl was previously 651 vinyl, and it was from Oracal.
Yeah.
Well, Oracal has to protect their trademark, so they pretty much had to go to 651, who is they're huge, y'all. Like, I've been to their facility.
Yes.
They're amazing. I love them. But they had to rebrand.
Oh.
Because they couldn't be 651 anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of ruined the relationship. So they don't sell
Right.
Oracal anymore. But StarCraft, around the same time, came out with their own line. And honestly, StarCraft killed it.
They smashed it.
The colors available. Now, some of the things under the StarCraft brand I'm not a big fan of, but the colors of vinyl, honey.
Colors
sign
of
me up all day.
vinyl, the texture of vinyl. And you can see on this website, like at the very top bar, it has vinyl, and immediately you see the StarCraft brand right here. So StarCraft, there's permanent, there's removable. These are a couple other brands. StyleTech is not too bad. We don't buy that one as often. Caesar we really love for HTV. But this is where we're going to be living today. So there's StarCraft HD permanent, and then you can see here they've got glossy or matte. I tend to choose matte vinyls. That is a total personal preference. And then you can buy them in different sizes. So what I like to say is whenever you're trying to figure out which vinyls that you want when you're first starting, you need black and you need white.
And can we talk about this?
Yes.
Can I just be like, I'm the one that thought like, I need to buy every color.
Me too.
I need to have a purple, a green, a pink, a blue.
A glittery yellow.
No, that's the colors that will end up throwing away.
You'll never
2
use
years. So start with your neutrals.
Yes, start with your neutrals.
I would say black, gray, white.
I agree.
Use all three.
Black,
all
gray,
day.
white, black, tan, white. Like
Yes.
you're going to need a lot of black and white over the course of your crafting journey.
Oh, yeah.
So I even recommend to buy your black and whites in bulk as well as your transfer tapes in bulk. So let's just go to the 12 by 5 foot HD
If
mats.
you've been buying Design Make Sell and you have not committed, when you talk about this from a monthly standpoint, you're getting all of the Inner Circle features, plus you're getting Design Make Sell curriculum for as low as $47 a month. This offer is not going to be here for long because that's an insane deal.
It's crazy, guys.
It's insanity. So I really want to encourage you to go grab it. And again, less than 50 spots now because so many people have been claiming them.
It's crazy. They're like hotcakes.
They are.
So y'all, look how many colors. This is
I love
just
these
in the matte like area. And actually there's some metallics here too. I love the metallic vinyl. We use rose gold a lot here and like regular gold. But you can see lots of color options. I do not recommend that you go to Hobby Lobby and buy vinyl from Hobby Lobby. I 1000% recommend you order your vinyl off of this website. And not because we're affiliated.
Yeah.
I swear by this vinyl. Like it's a whole new world.
Yes.
Like you can even do a comparison yourself if you don't believe me.
Yeah.
This vinyl just cuts really good. So I just clicked on the vinyl, permanent, glossy, and then when you click there, obviously you can see the different sizes. Now, if you want to play around with colors, I would recommend just getting a few 12 by 12 sheets of your favorite colors. But really, y'all just need to get black, a white roll, and a gray roll, or just really basic neutral colors. So yeah, if y'all are looking for a really good adhesive vinyl, that is totally what we recommend. They do sell blanks on here as well. They sell sublimation blanks as well as just like regular blanks. And honestly, here, let's just go to keychains. Let's see what they offer as far as keychains go. Look how cute these are. These are like little cut out acrylic keychains. These are great sellable items, you all. And you can just slap some vinyl on there, add a little tassel, and you're good to go.
Only 40 spots left. Like a little less than, I think 40 spots are left.
I mean, listen, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Okay, so what we're going to do next, I need to show you all how to actually design these keychains since that's what we're doing today. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we actually have a file for this shape of keychain, which is really amazing. So if you remember, you can get this you can get this like immediately. Now you don't need this file to create a really cute keychain. Like you could buy these and not use this file, but I like using the file because I can design it in Design Space and see what it's gonna look like before I cut it out.
Right.
So that's kind of the perk there. Let me sign in really quick and then we will find that file. So we're gonna go to New Cut Files, and this is under Motel.
Y'all, the website was giving us some trouble yesterday. We have been working on that for you, so I'm so excited.
It's already doing better.
Yeah.
It's
If
already
you
doing better.
notice any small things, will you please just email customer care? No need to harbor personal anger towards it. Release
Please
it into
don't.
customer care so that we can take that and we can fight for you. We can get them developers out there. We can get them bugs fixed. We can get
That's
these features
hilarious.
resolved.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I went ahead and downloaded my file. So I'm I'm in Design Space. I'm gonna select Upload, and then we can go to Upload Image. And I really like to click and drag. Let me minimize this. I like to click and drag my file into here. So Lauren talked a lot about PNGs versus SVGs yesterday. We are really just using this as like a template. I'm just gonna pull the SVG in for this purpose. And then I'm going to upload. And then what I'll need to do is add this design to my canvas. And there we go. Now, when we pull this in, it's gigantic. Always pay attention to the size of your images when you're pulling them into Design Space, because they may not be the size that you need. So you can see up here, we've got our width at 4.3 and our height at 8.9. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not 8.9 inches. So let's go ahead and measure our keychain and then adjust it in Design Space. So I've got this cute little tape measure. I'm obsessed with this thing. It's so cute. And I'm gonna measure from top to bottom first. So this is actually 3.5 exactly. So back in Design Space, I'm gonna change my height to 3.5. So if for some reason you all don't have access to this file, like if you're not a member, you should become a member.
Yeah.
But if you're not for some reason, what I would recommend is whatever blank you're using, and you can use this technique for tumblers, for anything, measure the area that you want your decal to fit within. So like on my keychain right here, if I didn't have this file, I would measure this open area, but I wouldn't measure this little area right here because my vinyl's not gonna go in there. So you would just wanna measure within that short area. So that would only be 2.5 inches. So in Design Space, you can make like a rectangle 2.5 by whatever the width of your piece is.
But Maker's Gallery's got you.
Yeah, but we got your back. We got your back. So this is like already ready to go. What I am gonna do, you can see in our layers panel, we have quite a few layers. I'm gonna ungroup this, and then I'm just gonna change the color of my thing to pink because we're working with a pink keychain today. And I like to do this so that I can see my design in front of my face. Like I want to see exactly what it's going to look like when it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we've already got this one. Now the options for what goes on these keychains are endless. We can put so many different things on here. I've seen some really cute like little sayings. We have files on Maker's Gonna Learn. We could just pull a file out, like a cute little saying. I will say, since they are so small, you don't want to get anything with a lot of detail. So like, let me find one that I wouldn't put anything with like small, teeny tiny letters or like teeny tiny lines. I just don't think I would want to do that. Let's get out of Christmas. I'm done. I'm ready for spring.
Oh,
Is
okay, so I need to update this. On the website, I was like, when the website launched, I wanted everyone to automatically see Christmas. We need to update that. See, thanks.
I think that there's a
leak
cute
that.
coffee file, and I feel like a coffee would be really cute. I feel like I saw one the other day that was like coffee run or I don't know.
I love it. Okay, so I'm a pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
There's very few days that I'll ever let anyone else get my coffee because I love going to get my coffee. I don't know if it's the baristas. I don't know if it's like making sure my drink's
It's like
right.
therapeutic for Tanner.
It is my relaxing moment.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh.
So you could pull any of these files and then put them onto the keychain. Let's just pull this half teacher, half coffee. I think that's really cute. And these keychains would make great gifts too. So I'm gonna open this folder up, and I'm gonna need the SVG because we are cutting today. So I think someone said yesterday, S in SVG reminds them of scissors because it's cutting.
Yes.
So we're gonna be pulling that file in, and I'm just gonna go back to my uploads, upload image, and then we can click and drag this one just the same. Pull this in. And I'm gonna show you all how you can do your own font and add in whatever text you want as well. Why not?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You all are crushing it.
The one that I have on, like in our little sample, like in the thumbnail, we use one of our new fonts. It's called Groovy Cowgirl. I'm obsessed with that font. Okay, so this is how I would do it. I would just pull it in here, make it as big as possible. Since these letters are so small, I think I want them to fill it up as much as possible. And that's not a little bit too big,
I
but
love that.
isn't that cute?
That's awesome.
And so
Half teacher, half coffee.
half teacher, half coffee. And so you can change the colors of this to whatever you want. If we wanted to do white vinyl, which I think would look great on the pink, we can do that. But one thing I want to notice here. So whenever we come up, can y'all see these little etches? You see those little like shiny marks? That would be really cute if we were cutting bigger, but we ain't. So what I'm gonna do while this layer is selected is contour those off of my design.
Okay.
I don't want those. So if you all haven't used the contour function in Design Space, I'm obsessed. You just come in here, select the image, you're gonna select the things that you want it to get rid of. So it's taking off all of these little notches. So what I've done, I feel like this is in a place where I like it. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna like make a few. Like I want us to go, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's do, like you could do 2, 3, 4 at a time, especially if you're using the same color. You can even do different designs if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead, resize our keychain again to 3.5. So it's 3.5 tall. And what should we put? Let's do a font this time. We have so many cute fonts, you all. And listen, I'm the kind of person that gets married to fonts, and like I don't want to pick a new
Everybody
font.
knows who can guess. Whoever puts my favorite font in the chat box first is going to win a $20 Amazon gift card.
I know what it is.
Because
Can I win it?
I'm married to fonts too.
I'm
the
married
funny
too.
part is this font, we have over 1,000 now at Makers Can Learn. But did you know that this font came out in the first launch? Or don't start writing mine. Okay.
Oh, I'm not.
Are you gonna show us yours?
I will. I'll show. This is me and Groovy Moves are in a relationship. We all hang out all the time.
Oh, Renee!
Renee got it. Renee knows. She's an OG. She knows.
Y'all know.
Lindsay
Y'all
guessed Addie
know.
Kate though, and that's a close contender.
Oh, Addie Kate is a close
Yeah.
one. It was Barefoot Joanna. Barefoot Joanna is my font that I love.
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys know. Congratulations,
That's
Renee.
so
Email customer
funny.
care hi@makerscanlearn.com with your email address.
I'm showing y'all Barefoot Joanna. This is Barefoot Joanna.
Ooh, like,
love
I
it. She's gorgeous.
It's amazing.
Recently I've loved the font Orange Leaf. And then I think for today's, I'm going to use the font Groovy Cowgirl, which I'm obsessed with the name of this font.
Okay, y'all really know the fonts that I go to. Mary Catherine's one of my favorites. Mary Catherine is named after our artist, Mary Catherine.
Yes.
We love her. And
Someone said Click Clack, and that's one of my favorites. I use
well, I was
Click
gonna say
Clack
that
a
was
lot.
that's an OG one.
Yeah.
And then Addie Kate is my dear sweet niece.
Precious Angel.
Precious
She's the
Angel
cutest
from
thing
above.
ever.
We love her.
Yes.
Yes. So y'all are awesome.
Yay.
Jeff, welcome to Inner Circle, friend.
Hi. Okay, so if you have never downloaded a font before, I feel like as a graphic designer, I was very intimidated by downloading fonts.
Really?
Yes, especially switching between like a Mac or a PC or like on my phone. Like it stressed me out. I couldn't figure out how to do it every time. But it's so easy. It really is so easy. So I think the hardest part is finding your font after you download it. Sometimes it can like disappear into who knows where. So if you wanted one of the fonts off of the Makers Gonna Learn website, I just need you to click this little down arrow icon, and it's gonna typically pop to the bottom here. Sometimes it'll swing up here to the top right corner, but it's just gonna depend on your computer. This one's gonna go to the bottom left. I'm gonna double click on this. If for some reason you can't find your font down here on the bottom left, I just need you all to come to your Finder or go to your search bar on your computer, and you can actually type in the name of the font and you'll find it. So I'm going to double click this, and then I will just simply hit install font. And now you can see we're in our font book. Look how many fonts we have downloaded in here. So we really utilize our fonts. So I'm going to go back to Design Space. Our font is not officially in here yet. So did my mic die? Okay.
Oh no.
Tanner's mic died.
My mic died. Oh,
listen, we've been killing it though. 4th day, and that's the first time we've replaced batteries. So, okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I am going to save my project. I'm just gonna save it as keychains. If I can spell. We need to save this and then reload Design Space in order for our fonts to be pulled in that we just downloaded. So make sure you save your project, and then you can come up here to view and reload, and then your font will be in Design Space for you to use.
Lisa Ann, there is no such thing as too many
There's
fonts.
never too many. There's never too. The limit does not exist. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. And now what I'm going to do is just pull up a text box. What should our keychain say? This is going to be Lauren's keychain. I did one in the thumbnail that said howdy. Should it say howdy again? That is a very Lauren word.
Oh my gosh, I walk into the office today. But...
Okay, so I'm going to put this on a black keychain. It's bothering me that it's facing that way, so I'm just going to rotate it. Now I can just come out to my text box and rotate it this way if I want to. If you hold the shift key down, it will lock it into an exact angle, which I really, really like that because I want it to be exact. And I feel like that's cute. That's cute. So before we go to cut it, I'm just going to hide our keychains because we really don't need them for anything at this moment. They were just a guideline for us, right? So we don't really need any of that. And you can just come over to your layers panel. This one I didn't ungroup, so I could technically just hit that one and it would bleep out the whole layer. Nope. Where are the lines at? Am I missing it, y'all?
I don't know.
Why is it not? Oh, there it goes.
Yay.
Okay, I was like, why is it not doing it? Okay, so we've got our 2 little keychains. And listen, if you were doing white vinyl, you could duplicate this and like cut a bunch of these. Like we could cut a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and select Make It. Beth, there should be a supply list going out to you all. I don't know when they're emailing that out, but we have made supply lists. They should be going out soon.
It could be on the description of the event. So you can go over there and see our New Year's Eve event is on the channel homepage.
Yeah.
You should be able to check there too to see it.
Yes. Okay. Now, I've got both of my little things here, and listen, these are really small, so we're going to put the Cricut to the test today because it looks very tiny. And this is a great project for your scrap vinyl too, because look, on the mat, I'm using a 3 by 2¼ inch piece of vinyl. Like I probably have that laying around in our little scrap bucket. But I've even got this little white piece that's been cut around and all of that. I'm going to use that for this project right now. So what you're going to do is grab a mat. I'm using a pretty sticky light grip mat. You can use light or standard grip when you're cutting adhesive vinyl. That's going to be up to you. I think Tanner talked about this on Tuesday.
Oh.
I am a feeler when it comes to choosing my mats. Lauren is a feeler too. I don't know if she'll admit that to you guys, but we like to feel our mats and I'm like, it's a standard grip.
Yeah, Alicia and Lauren will not use the particular correct mat per guidelines.
I know, it's just, I don't know. We just do what we want, I guess.
Y'all, Patty, I am...
Okay, so now that we've got our vinyl on our mat, if you're a beginner and you're like, how do I even put it on there? So I just cut a piece of vinyl that is big enough. It's bigger than my design in Design Space. So I was saying earlier, it needs to be at least 3 by 3, and this is 5 by 4.5. So we're gravy, we're good. I'm gonna take, this is a burnishing tool. This is the Maker's Gonna Learn burnishing tool for our Makeathon people. This is what we sent out for Makeathon people. And you're just gonna take this at an angle and you're gonna make sure this is on here really well. If your mat is not sticky enough, your vinyl won't stick. When it goes to cut, your vinyl is gonna move around. So you need to make sure that you have a sticky enough mat. If you're a beginner, you probably have a new mat, so you're good to go.
Yes.
And then what we're gonna do is take our mat, let me move my drink out of the way, And on your Cricut, you've got these little lips. I'm just gonna slide it right under there. And then there's an arrow button right here. I'm gonna push that and it's gonna feed into the Cricut. And sometimes I like to put a little bit of pressure on the end of my mat so it can snag it, because these little rubber wheels will kind of pull your mat in for you. And then let's go back to Design Space. So over here in Design Space, I've got my mat laid out. This is where it's going to cut on my mat. This is where we place the vinyl on our mat.
Love it.
So you're just gonna select continue. And then we're using the Explorer 3 today. And then you get to your base materials. And I think that this can be really overwhelming. There are a lot of options, you all.
Yes.
And I'm gonna just tell you right now, I use there are certain ones where I have like a specific thing I need, but generally speaking, I use the vinyl cut setting and the everyday iron-on cut setting for heat transfer vinyl.
Ones, yeah.
Yeah, so you can go to Browse on Material and just type in what you have. I've got vinyl. Okay, well, we have lots of options here. So you can see there's like printable, premium, shimmer, all of that. I think, now I usually use a Maker and they have just like a basic vinyl setting. Let me look and see if they've got a premium vinyl setting on here, just a basic premium vinyl. Okay, this is perfect. So we're using removable matte, this premium vinyl removable matte. I'm gonna select that. I'm gonna hit done. And then back at the Cricut, you're gonna see it's gonna start doing some things.
Let's go do it.
It's doing it. It's measuring our mat. It's making sure everything's running smoothly before it starts cutting. Okay. And just honestly, in Design Space, follow the prompts. So right now it's at step number 3. It says press go. And over here on the Cricut, there is a flashing play button. I'm just gonna hit play and it's gonna start cutting. And let's all cross our fingers that
it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect.
It's gonna be gorgeous and cute.
I love it.
So just a little tippy tip, before I remove my mat from my Cricut, so this is blinking, it's wanting me to take this out. I do not want to take it out. I want to make sure that it's cut first.
Okay, now wait, you're not taking the mat out yet.
Nope, it's still in here. I don't want to eject it because I want to make sure it's cut, and if it's not cut, I can recut this. So what I like to do is find like the middle of a letter or something and just kind of get my weeding, and first of all, this cut really good, but I like to make sure that it cut. So like the middle of my O came out so easily. And that's how I know that this has cut. I'm just gonna test on my little letters to make sure. Oh yeah, this is great. So if for some reason your permanent vinyl does not cut all the way, you're gonna need to just hit that play button one more time. Just hit it one time, give it a second, and it will recut all of your stuff again. If you unload your mat and try to recut it again, it may not be completely lined up, and we just really don't. We don't want to do that. We don't want to cut it again in the wrong spot. Right. So making sure that you're checking it before you unload it is the key here. Okay, now, most people like to weed on the mat.
Tanner loves weeding on the mat. Now, are you gonna do?
I'll weed on the mat for you guys.
Whoa. You've got to tell him the #1 hack. Were you about to dive into weeding? Y'all, I got
you want me to reverse weed this, don't you?
No.
I was about to say, don't make me.
Alicia. So here at Makers Gonna Learn, a lot of our team members, when you get started, like we give you Makers Gonna Learn, and we say consume the content.
Right.
We make people, like a lot of our training, like you probably sat in on live streams for a few weeks before you participated in one, anything like that. But I say all that to say, we let our creative producers create in their own way. Like we're here to do what you do best. But I have to tell a story about me.
Okay.
So I used to hate regular vinyl.
Yes.
I used to never want to work with regular vinyl. And then me and a previous team member were like, we hate it. Like we want to heat transfer vinyl on everything.
Me too, generally.
Me too. But then me and her started talking and like, it was amazing. Like we both had no idea what we were doing. Years ago, 5 years ago. And this is what changed it for me.
Okay.
Burnishing the vinyl after it's cut before weeding.
That is
That
a great hack. That is great for hack.
When you weed And the reason why this works is when you start straight from weeding, the vinyl's already been like hit by the knife of the blade, so it's already kind of up.
It's like pulling it as it's cutting it a little bit.
So then the cut letters will come with you really, like come off really easily. Okay? So here's the thing. You want to just burnish this down.
Yep.
Always burnish. I mean, you can just burnish. Okay? That's number one. Number two, use your craft knife to cut off the excess to save
That's
that
what I was
knife.
about to do. That's what I was about to do.
Sorry, I just had to interject
No,
here
I love that tip.
because there's things that you have to learn the hard way.
I agree.
And some of it we intentionally, you had never had a Cricut. Like we want unique perspective for you to learn the Cricut.
Yes.
Because you're going to end up you've taught me things about the Cricut.
Right.
And like thoughts to add to our content and things like that, So
it's good to have like a second set of eyes or a second set of hands in this instance.
Sure.
But that is really, really a good tip, especially for
It's
small stuff.
letters.
Yeah, because it's really going to stick to the back there. And when you're doing those teeny tiny cuts, you may not be able to see it, but those letters really are trying to lift up off of that backer.
We're not, we don't usually recommend reverse weeding to newbies. So if you're a newbie, just watch how we're weeding here. This is what we'd recommend. If you're like Tanner, I'm weeding something super intricate. I need the best, what you do. Search Maker's gonna learn reverse weeding. Watch a video about it because it's so hard to explain. But I don't think as a beginner you need it. So,
I agree.
Okay,
I agree
I'm
with
going
that.
back to my chair.
Okay. All right. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, see you later.
My little girl's been saying bye. She don't say bye-bye. She says bye.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, sassy.
Rube was in the office the other day, and I
Yes.
was telling a story about like something bad that happened to me, and she just started laughing at me, and I was like,
She's intense. She's a Scorpio. I think that's why she's so intense. Okay, so what I did here, I just took this weeding tool. This is the Maker's Gonna Learn weeding tool. It's gorgeous. And I just kind of claw into my vinyl, like I push down into it, add some pressure, and then you're gonna pull and lift very delicately, especially with stuff this dainty. And I'm gonna get this Howdy weeded first before I do the letters. So I'm just barely pulling and paying attention to what's coming up as I weed, because I don't want my letters to come up, right? I want them to stay onto my backer right now. Okay, now, whenever I'm cutting multiple things, something that I like to do is take some scissors, and these little scissors, I already had some ready. These little scissors are great for this. So I'll take these little scissors right here.
Renee knew my favorite font, but didn't know my hack about burnishing before weeding. Y'all, I feel like I hadn't did you a disservice. You did. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so whenever I'm doing stuff like this, I like to cut off that excess vinyl because it gets sticky and it's like in the way. So I cut off that first little piece. Now I'm gonna weed the second portion of this. Now, weeding little tiny letters like this can be tedious. Take your time. I like to kind of put pressure on my vinyl and roll it. It's almost like a roll, I guess you could say. And I take my weeding tool, and if some of these letters try to come up with the vinyl I'm removing, I'll use it as like another set of hands to hold it down onto the backer.
Yeah.
But since we burnished this before weeding, we're not gonna have as much of an issue here. And also we're using good vinyl, that helps. Using the correct cut setting helps a lot. Get it while it's hot. Okay, yes. So that weeded like butter. Like butter. Okay, something else that we love here at Maker's Gonna Learn is the pin tool. These are on 143 vinyl. It is a weeding tool that has like a pinpoint head right here, like a needle pinpoint head. I'm gonna use this to get out the middles of my letters. You can stick them to the back of your hand. You can wrap painter's tape around your hand and stick them to that. That's very helpful. Fingernail polish holders. That's a hack that we've used for weeding little tiny pieces like this. You can like put your pieces inside of it. And I think that's all we need to weed on that. The middles of these A's are the tiniest little thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, and now once we have done that, what I'm gonna do is take this off. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece of transfer tape as big as my cutouts. There's a lot neater ways to do this, but I am a messy crafter. I'm not even gonna act like I'm not, because I'm really not. I'm messy. Okay, so what you're going to do is take your transfer tape and peel off the backing. So the white part is going to separate from this grid pattern. And a lot of the transfer tapes do have grid pattern. The masking tape transfer doesn't. But Tanner really likes that one a lot. It works really well, I think. It just doesn't have the grid. And honestly, I don't use the grid as what it's meant for most of the time. I should.
I love that.
And then what I'm going to do is kind of fold this like a taco. And I'm going to lay it right in the middle and then just lay it down. And then we're going to grab our burnishing tool and we're just going to go right over that, just like this. And then it's stuck to my tabletop and I'm just going to pull it up.
Yes, I love that.
Okay. And then what we're going to do, since we're putting this on 2 separate keychains, I'm just going to separate the images by cutting them.
Gotta know.
Okay, so firstly, we're obsessed with these. These are fingernail polish remover dispensers. You pop this open, you can pump it, and you get alcohol out. So we've got rubbing alcohol in here, and we like to keep these around. They're literally all over the studio. And so what we do on any surface that we're applying adhesive vinyl to is we clean it really well because your oil from your fingers and things like that get on it. So I'll just wipe down wherever I'm about to apply the vinyl. And then I take a dry portion of the paper towel and dry it off really well. And so that way we know there's no oils on there, there's no dirt, nothing like that. And it's ready for the vinyl to be applied to it. So I cleaned both of these already. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? Let's go ahead and apply this Howdy one. So you have your backer and then you have your transfer tape up here. I'm gonna peel this transfer tape up and I need all of the vinyl that we cut out to come with it. So I do not want it to stick to my backer. And you all can see this as I pull it away. You're gonna be able to see that it's all gonna come off onto the transfer tape. And if it's not, you can kind of pinch it back together. I like to pinch it and it'll stick. And I'm trying not to touch the sticky part of my vinyl because I want that to be really sticky. I don't want to get any hand. And so I'm going to line up the middle of this with the middle of my keychain, and it's going to vary depending on what you're applying vinyl to. We like to use these burnishing tools to hold like tumblers and stuff whenever we're applying vinyl to them. And we've got tons of tutorials showing how to do that.
So cool.
So I'm just going to lay this down right in the middle. Okay. And then you can take your burnishing tool and make sure that your vinyl is very much adhered to your piece. So I'm just going right on top of there. And then I'm going to remove the transfer vinyl, making sure that my adhesive vinyl stays stuck down to my keychain. And y'all, look how dang cute that is.
Oh my gosh.
Howdy. I love it. Okay, first one's done. That was the easy one. This one's going to be the harder one because I'm worried about this backer not wanting to release these letters. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So I'm just going to go really slow, and I can already see some of my letters don't want to come up. So I'm just laying it back down and reburnishing it. And actually, I saw this girl do a hack on TikTok the other day.
Ooh.
And I haven't mastered it yet, but she removes her transfer and keeps her burnishing tool down, just like this. It's kind of hard to do it's hard to do. She does it and it looks so easy, and I'm like, okay, there's no way. But with these little letters, sometimes they want to stay down.
I love that. I use my finger a lot with the small letters just to make sure. Sometimes the burnishing tool doesn't do the trick. It just needs the little...
You just got to get in there sometimes.
Now, I'm going to ask you, because the show is so long today, Alicia, do you want anything from Chick-fil-A? Can this just be a real moment?
Oh, spicy chicken? No, I brought tacos. We made street tacos for dinner last night.
So you're passing up Chick-fil-A?
I mean, do they still have peppermint milkshakes?
I don't know.
Yes, that's what I want, one of those. If they have them. If they don't, then I'm good. Okay, so that's it there. And we're just going to remove this slowly, slowly. And there you go. That's it.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, we made it. We made it.
Oh my gosh. Alicia.
Right. Dunzos.
Oh my goodness.
How cute are they?
This is so Lauren.
I know. It's given Lauren.
This is me.
Half teacher, half coffee.
That's what I do here. I teach.
And you do. I just...
let's get started making this. I mean, y'all, let's just go overhead. I mean,
She's adorable.
she's totes. I mean, look at that.
Yes.
I just can't even with this.
I love
just think
the
it's
depth.
so cute.
I know. I just love it.
I don't, and I'll just be real honest. I love stained glass. Don't get me wrong. I love stained glass. But like, when they said stained glass shadow box, at first I was like, I don't know.
I was getting
it just
the
wasn't
same
like
vibe.
It's not that it's not. I was just like, I don't know. But after we'd done this, I was like, geez, that is so stinking cute. I can't.
Yeah,
I
it
love
turned out really
I love
good.
it. I love it. Donna says, that's just awesome. I want these in my house. Well, Donna, we're going to teach you how to make them today. So let's go ahead and talk about all of the supplies. So yes, we do have a shadow box here. We also have these little baby tiny 4x4 frames from the Dollar Tree.
You can't say that we didn't give you a Dollar Tree option.
You can't say we didn't try. We are trying, and I might try to cut a little but I just, honestly, Alicia, I don't know that many stacks of paper will fit in that.
You're probably right.
I mean, it might this one, but
We won't be able to use like foam tape. You'd have to like lay them flat.
very
like,
flat.
Yeah.
Did she use?
Yeah, there's a few layers. Not all of them, just like half of them have foam tape layers.
Okay. So anyway, if you can find bigger frames at the Dollar Tree, we also have double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree, and I couldn't tell you where this one came from.
That's just like an Amazon special, but that's like the thinnest you can find. In my opinion. I haven't found any thinner than that, but it's thin foam tape.
But, this is just double-sided tape. This is not foam tape, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so either or. This one as well came from Amazon and is linked down below. So if you want to use this one specifically, it is linked down below. No, Tara, the boxes, this bad boy is not Dollar Tree.
And I will tell y'all right now, we have used these shadow boxes for like 5 projects. We like take projects out and use them. So if you just need a good solid like paper project holder, get you a little shadow box with a white frame. Those have lasted us forever.
Yes. We do have 2 packs of Dollar Tree cardstock. So
We might use some of that.
We might use some. But we also have some Ashley Falco on the table just in case. Y'all, I'm going to try my best to do it from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, this is a challenge for this week. So I'm going to challenge myself. So let's go ahead and get started designing all of this in Design Space. We are going to start at the Makers Gonna Learn website, and you are going to find this file under the Daffodil shadow box. So I just went to the cut files here. I just typed in shadow box. You can see all of the different shadow boxes that we have. And the Daffodil shadow box is the one we are using. Like Alicia said, we currently don't have the others up on the site. We are gonna be working on getting those up on the site for you ASAP. But there will be more than just daffodils. Like she said, I'm pretty sure there's tulips, daisies. There has to be a rose, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there's like 5.
Okay.
I think there's a cardinal.
Cardinal.
I know, I can't say it without singing the song anymore.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna download this Daffodil shadow box, and then we're gonna pop back over to Cricut Design Space. You can see we have one here, but I want to show you how to upload that onto your computer. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna click the upload icon down here at the bottom. We are going to select upload image. You can browse or you can drag and drop. Drag and drop is clearly my favorite. I'm gonna come back over here because you know what I did not do? I did not unzip this bad boy. So I'm gonna have to unzip, then we're gonna go back to Design Space, bring in our Finder. I want the SVG version because we are gonna be cutting this. Now this would make a really pretty sticker if you wanted to do like a stained glass sticker with the PNG version. That would be great. But we're gonna grab this SVG here. You see how I have it clicked, it's blue, and we're gonna drag it over into Cricut when it turns green and let it go. Let it go. We're full of songs today.
I know.
Shannon said, I must have the cardinal. I'm obsessed. If you're obsessed with cardinals, you need to listen to Casey Musgrave's
Cardinal.
Literally, the name of the song is Cardinal. Anyway, because I'm personally not obsessed with cardinals, I can see why other people are, but I'm obsessed with that song. I will say that. And I didn't think I was going to be. Moving back to Design Space, we're going to go to Upload. And then we're going to select that and add it to our canvas. Now, this comes in as an 8x8, exactly the size of the shadow box that we have. Now, what you need to do is if you have a larger than 8x8 shadow box, what you're gonna want to do is size this accordingly. So, if for some reason I wanted to put it in the 4x4 little guy, I would just come up here to the top where it says size right here. I would keep it locked because it's a proportional square, and I would just type in 4 and enter. And that's gonna give a 4x4 for the little tiny guy.
And it's gonna stress you out. It's gonna be so little if you did that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Are you? Then you have to cut all the layers too.
Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe
If I were you, I would do Dollar Tree cardstock and keep it big.
Okay, we'll do Dollar Tree cardstock and keep it big.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Beautiful. So, I mean, other than sizing it, that's about it.
I mean, literally.
Literally, other than sizing it, guys. There's no other Design Space work.
This is more of a crafty craft. You're actually like doing some hands-on crafting, which I like. That's why I love paper crafting so much.
Yeah. So now if we want to, we can look at, let's go ahead and ungroup these and let's look at the different layers so that you all can see all of these different layers. So this is gonna be your outermost. This is gonna be what creates the black, like the stained glass effect. Then you can pull this around and you can see this is going to be, that's not the, is that the?
That's the petals layer, the outer petals layer.
It is, isn't it? Okay, so this is the outer petals layer. This layer here is gonna be the inside of your daffodil. You can see when we pull it down here, and let me zoom out because we're getting a little cramped. So you can see here, I don't wanna, once we put this one over, the inside of the flowers peek through. So if you wanted the inside to be like a darker yellow and the outside to be a lighter yellow, you can do that. She has that one, okay, as that tan color. Beautiful. This one is going to be your leaves. You can see the leaves are solid there. And what I would do if I were you to tell what is what, I would put it kind of behind the black. And now I can see that the leaves are filled in there, but when I put this in here, the leaves are not filled in. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's how I like to keep it separate.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be your leaves layer. This is going to be like the little parts, certain areas of the stained glass in the back, okay?
I feel like that part is where you can get creative with the sky color. Like you could do 2 shades of blue or 2 shades of orange.
Yes, yes, that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
And then this is just your very back layer, and we can bring this in so you can see where it goes. So like here is, you can see the lighter purple peeks through, or the darker purple, which is the very back color. Your very back color can peek through just right there. And then when we bring this lighter purple out, you see that? Mm-hmm. That's how I like to keep them separate.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I think having it ungrouped in layers, even if you put these in order from like back to front, would help you in assembling it so you can kind of refer back to Design Space. I feel like that would be a really helpful thing, or helpful tool, because we're not doing a lot of Design Space work, but.
So this is the order that it would go right here. Woo. That's really far out. We'll zoom back in one more. and we'll just pull it over here and we'll go underneath. So this is the actual way that you are going to assemble these.
So starting with that dark purple layer.
Starting with your dark purple layer and then moving to the lighter purple, right? And then your leaves, your flower, your centers, and your flowers, and bringing it all together with the front right here. So this is just going to cover that black so it really looks like stained glass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Gabrielle had a really cool question. She said, could you do each layer as a stencil and use paint if you had a lot of patience? I think that would be cool.
Girl, if you had the patience, absolutely.
I think I would love that. A spray painted. I think spray painting this would be cool.
Yes, Christine, you can name your layers in the back. So if you wanted to name the green, you could name it leaves. Mm-hmm. You wanted to name this one petals. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah, I love that.
That way you can go back and refer back to them.
Yes.
So that's a good idea, is if you have a shadow box specifically from our website, because that's how we set it up. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, and this is, I'm going to say this because we have been going through the Canva course a lot. So the way that we teach with our files, this is how we save our files. And there are lots of different ways that you can save different file types. So just so you know, when we're teaching you this, if you go and buy a shadow box file from someone else, it may be saved different. But if you're pulling it from our website and you go to ungroup your layers for your shadow box, I would just go ahead and start numbering them then. So like if I ungrouped it, the first layer I pulled off, I would come over here and name it, which you've got to look at your layers. That's going to be your last layer. So that's going to be your 7th layer. Then your 6th layer. You know what? And then so on and so forth. Okay.
Right.
So let's go ahead.
So what layers do you need to cut? Because some are pre-cut.
I know. I need to cut this layer.
Okay.
Which is going to be the center of the flower. Which we don't have a yellow in the...
And the dark purple or the light purple you need to cut?
The light purple.
I feel like you could use the pink from the Dollar Tree for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then maybe a glitter from the Dollar Tree for the yellow.
Like a gold?
Yeah.
That would be cute.
Okay.
Okay.
And those are the only 2 layers you need to cut?
And the front.
The front could be, is there a white glitter?
The circle right here.
I think there's a white glitter.
Silver. Is there a white?
I think there is.
Okay, guys, we might actually be crafting from the Dollar Tree.
We might do it. If we can do it, I'm going to be so happy. We're putting out a whole video on this of the whole week, so you guys will get to see it.
There is!
I love a little
Do you want to know what there's
moment.
not, though? There's not gold.
Then... Oh.
There's literally 3 pieces in there, and it said that there was 4.
Okay, well, you get what you get.
And you don't pitch a fit.
From the Dollar Tree. Well, let's use the yellow.
Please tell me why we just got gypped.
Yeah.
It says there are 4 pieces in here.
I'm going to need my quarterback.
And we got 3.
I'm going to need my quarterback from that dollar quarter.
That is about enough to make me mad.
Dang, I was excited we were going to use all Dollar Tree.
Are you kidding me?
Well,
that's a rip-off.
Yeah. They stole. I could use that quarter to get my Aldi's groceries in my buggy.
Exactly. You know what? Let me just talk. Let's just talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
It's not just Dollar Tree. Dollar General, I have been seeing, is price gouging so many people to the tune of like millions of dollars.
What do you mean?
Like it will say one thing on the price when you're in the store.
Yeah.
But then when you go up front, it's like 10 or 20 cents more. But it's such a minute amount that people, what I have been seeing is people also, ew.
What does that feel like? Let me see. It's shiny. Why does it look like that?
Why does it?
Whoa.
Anyway.
Interesting.
Anyway, Dollar General, the DG, has also been like 10 cents more at the register than it is in the back. and like nobody paid. I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm running in to get something, first of all, I don't shop at the Dollar General unless it's a necessity and it's just like a quick trip and I'm trying to be in and out. So guess what your girl don't do?
Check your receipt.
Your girl don't look at prices. I'm just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing that it's a scam. Like there is a class action lawsuit in like Ohio or something against Dollar General.
Well, listen, I go to the Dollar General all the time because there's one from my house. Like it's the closest store from my house. So I go there all the time and I don't pay a lick of attention.
Yeah.
Not a lick.
But then they say it's because their staff hasn't had enough time to change it on the sticker on the back. They've changed it in the system, but because they understaff their stores.
They do understand their stores.
Anyway, sorry about that tangent. It just so makes
funny.
me, no, people said maybe it's the plastic. No, friends, let's look.
It's like 74 degrees in here.
It says white, silver, gold, 4 pieces of
And there was
paper.
only 3.
And there was only 3. Yep.
Disappointment.
Okay.
Anyway, so
if
we
you want to go turn the air on, I have the heat on.
Okay. Yeah, so we have the pink though. So we can use the pink and we can use the white and we can just use the Ashley Falco yellow.
I'm about to just not use anything. It's our, okay.
You gotta try.
I'll try. I will try. I will give it my good first.
It's actually 75 degrees in there, so I was not wrong.
Okay,
really.
beautiful. So let's talk about this paper. Do y'all, can they see how shiny that is? It straight up looks like vinyl. But then this side looks like paper.
It's thick. It'd be a good stencil paper. Like it's
But like
so
this
thick.
side looks like craft paper. This side looks like vinyl.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
a hybrid.
I don't know what it is. I've bought cardstock from the Dollar Tree, and it's not like that. Like I bought it before, and it was not like that. And I don't know where our stash went, because we got a bunch, but it's okay.
I don't know.
It happens.
It is very weird. So we're gonna try. We're gonna give it our best effort. I don't even think this is gonna stick. It's not even gonna stick to this mat. Because I don't want it on the shiny side. I want it on this side.
Do you need to tape it? Do you need a different mat?
I'll just tape it. I shall tape it.
You got to give it a good.
When
real
in doubt,
effort.
tape it out. Hey, that's my
Your hair bow?
hair bow.
I think I have one of those at my house.
They good.
They are good. I use those really thick ones like that too, but mine are black and they have a G on them. I don't know what the brand is, but if you got thick hair, that's the way to go.
Okay.
All right, so we're taping down. This is Dollar Tree cardstock, y'all. If you missed the beginning of the show,
We're having to.
we're
We've
choosing.
challenged ourselves.
We're choosing to. We're
Yes.
choosing to craft from the Dollar Tree all week. Now tomorrow's live stream is basically
I have almost called it
impossible.
the Dollar Ho 3 times.
Oh my gosh. Tomorrow's live stream, I can't do it from the Dollar Tree, so we're gonna like void that one. But today's we thought, we could try.
We're gonna
it.
try.
We're gonna at least try the parts that we can, just for fun, because we craft from the Dollar Tree all the time. And then I made a card yesterday before I remembered we were doing that this week, so that kind of screwed it up. But for the rest of the week,
We're just doing the Dollar Tree.
we're just in the Dollar Tree, and we're documenting it, and then it'll be in a video soon. So, love it.
Okay, we got her taped down, and I'm going to change. So we've got the dark layer, so let's turn this one to pink. Pink. And yeah, okay.
I think that's still gonna look good.
It will.
It'll be like a cotton candy sunset.
So we're gonna go to the pink. We're gonna load this bad boy in, and I'm gonna cut it on, girl, I'm so afraid it ain't gonna cut on medium cardstock.
I would
but
do it on heavy,
glitter.
yeah, even. Because it'll do 2 passes.
Okay, I'm gonna do it on glitter cardstock because when I tell you guys this thing is thick, it is thick.
It's weird. It's like weird. It's not
Thick with
cardstock.
2 C's.
Yeah. Cool. I was like, if you don't snatch that up right now, it's gonna slide all over the place.
Okay, well, it cut on glitter cardstock. Not terrible. I did tape it right there. Let me get that off really quick. And then we will cut the white layer, which we're gonna do from the Dollar Tree. We'll do it too.
Listen, y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, like when they first did Dollar Tree cardstock, they gave you like those big old fat like stacks of them, and
They
it would
did.
have different sizes and like.
I will say
patterns.
this, it didn't cut as smooth as the Celebration Warehouse. It's got a snag right there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, it'll blend.
And it kind of like snagged up here at the top, but I think it will be fine.
yeah.
Oh, I did unload it. Let's go ahead. Let's just change mats. Now, for little one-off projects, or if you don't want to, say, waste your money on super expensive vinyl. But actually, let's go back. And because my theory is, people say, well, I use Dollar Tree vinyl, and I'm not saying Dollar Tree vinyl is not good. I'm just saying you have to cut Dollar Tree vinyl different.
Yes.
Especially if you get, like if you, on the front of the packaging, if it says paper vinyl, you must cut it on washi tape setting. And that's the only way that it will work.
Otherwise, it like tears up when you cut it.
Yes.
It's like a whole thing.
However, Dollar Tree HTV, glitter HTV specifically, is great. Like, I don't understand it. Like, it's one of those things that their regular vinyl, it's not my favorite. I think it's, like I said, it might be a good vinyl to practice with, but I mean, you have to use different, like you can't even use the same settings as regular vinyl.
Right.
So is it really worth it to practice?
I don't know. Yeah, because you're not like technically
Because you're not using
practicing.
you're not using those correct settings.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So,
I mean, I think it's a good practice if you're just getting started and you've like never cut vinyl before and you want to like cut some.
Tina,
That's why we always want to encourage you guys to use like Caesar Easy Weed or StarCraft vinyl or Oracal. Those are just better brands.
They
and you're not
are.
going to waste any money on those because they are great quality.
especially if you follow, and it doesn't have to be just ours. Truly, it can be anybody's instruction
Right.
online. People are not going to steer you wrong if you're watching tutorials. They're going to tell you exactly how to cut certain things. So in my opinion, just go ahead and get the good stuff. Number one, because it cuts so much better. It just cuts better.
Yes.
And it's one of those things you can practice with the good stuff doing smaller, simple designs and then get bigger as you get better. That's just my personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt as you will. Okay, this one is not Dollar Tree vinyl. This one is Celebration Warehouse. And I just can't help it. I just can't help it. I can't let the center of those flowers be blue. It's just not in me.
like teal.
I'm sorry, daffodils are not teal.
Yeah, we've used most of it Dollar Tree, so it's fine.
We've used all that's not been cut
Yes.
previously. And this one, because I am using Celebration Warehouse, we are cutting on the medium cardstock setting. And y'all, this color is butter golden, and this cardstock is gonna cut like butter.
Yes. Gabrielle, StarCraft vinyl is the same type of vinyl as Oracal 651. StarCraft has different types though too. Like Oracal 651 is like a type of Oracal vinyl, and then there's like StarCraft. They have removable matte. They have premium, permanent. If you get onto the 143 Vinyl website, it's just 143vinyl.com. That's where we get all of ours. You can look through, like go to the StarCraft brand, and then they've got different ones listed, so you can pick from there. If that helps.
Vinyl Tool Supply also has some really good.
Yes, Vinyl and Tool Supply. We have found them like about 6 or so months ago and like are upset. Well, this is before Christmas because we were trying to get that red metallic puff. And y'all, they have new puff, metallic
I still
puff.
cut that son of a gun backwards.
Ah, well, that's okay. Can you tell it's shiny? Let me see.
Yes.
It's fine. It's stained glass. It's supposed to be shiny.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
Yes. We love Vinyl Tool Supply as well. They are local to Florida. 143 is local to Kentucky. There's also, we have ordered from,
Atlanta.
Order from Atlanta Vinyl is local to Georgia. I think Vinyl Tool Supplies is in like Okaloosa, Florida, somewhere around in there.
Okaloosa? All right, so this is the last layer, and then we have to assemble it. Y'all are telling you this is like the easiest project to assemble. This is a good like starter paper project if you're wanting to do paper. That looks cute. I love it.
Look overhead.
Cotton candy skies.
Cotton candy.
Yes.
I do like that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're just going to start the assembling process.
Cool beans.
Let's see. We're going to take the back off.
For anyone that is concerned, I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book. I've started A Court of Mist and Fury now. Lauren has converted me
I did.
into a fantasy book person, reader, listener. I've been doing the audiobooks. I haven't been reading them because I have 2 small children.
Okay, so the next question is, do we want this in the front or in the back of the shadow box?
In the
Do we
front.
want to keep this in there and stack it in the back?
See what it looks like with you putting it in the front and then stacking it in the back.
Hold on, let me just try this. We're going to tape this together too. I just want to see what it looks like because I want to kind of get an idea.
Because the other one doesn't have that.
Oh,
Let me see.
Oh, I like it in the back.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I like it in the back.
It gives it the real, true, like, shadow box.
True
look.
shadow box.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take this out and we're going to start putting this together. Now, here's the thing. With this shadow box, you can't... Oh, we have someone here that works at Disney.
I know, Lorraine, you're living my dream.
Living my dream.
Actually, you guys, for a really long time, I wanted to be a Disney animator for like a very large chunk of my life. Because in Chicago, my family was from Chicago, and they have this Disney animation studio. If you're from that area, please tell me you went there because no one ever knows what I'm talking about. But it was like a multi-story building, and it was all Disney. Disney Quest, maybe? Anyways, you could go in and like they taught you how to draw Mickey Mouse, and I did it, and it was like my first taste of graphic design. And I was like, what do I do? Like, what is this job called? I remember asking my dad, like, what is this? Like, what would I do to be this as an adult? And they were like, an animator? And I was like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. I was
You
like,
know,
sign
they
me up.
do that at Disney too, because me and Asher went into a, when we were there, we went to a little, like it's kind of like a class.
Yeah, yeah.
And they taught us how to draw Goofy.
oh, see, it's
Yeah,
so
it was such a fun time. It was at Animal Kingdom that we did that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, we'll have to go find that because that would be really
It's
fun.
where you have to ride the train over to get to where we were at.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not in the park, or it is?
It is, but it's like off on its own.
Okay. Oh, that would be so fun. Oh my
Okay, guys, what I'm doing is I'm taking the back off of this. This is just like very thin. It's from Amazon tape. And I'm gonna put one across the middle because I've noticed that if you don't do that, specifically with shadow boxes, that middle tends to dip. So I'm just gonna put one across the center right here. And we're just gonna start assembling this guy.
We might.
Just saying.
That would be awesome.
Okay, I do think I will use, I think I'm gonna pull in the Dollar Tree double-sided adhesive for this one. Now, here's a fun fact for you guys. Don't throw away this plastic piece because there's some cool things you can do with it. When did we do that craft?
I would say boot camp. It was our last boot camp.
Boot camp?
If you see a thumbnail on our channel and it says made from trash, it was this
Yes.
exact
So
piece.
if you go get this double-sided adhesive, don't get rid of that because you can use that insert for a really, really cool card.
Yes. I'm gonna, let me link that video for you guys.
Okay. Lordy day, I was about to put that on the wrong side.
That would have been awful. Now, if you do cut it from the wrong side, you can go back into Design Space and just cut the layer that you need. You don't have to go recut everything. But hopefully that doesn't happen to you.
It's just the reason I've not been super, I mean, I feel I'm talking, but like, you have to concentrate with this. I will say that. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. Otherwise, you will mess up. Mm-hmm. It's very, very easy.
Okay, I dropped the link for that Trash to Treasure DIY, which is really cute. The bar, you're raising it. That was what we put on the back of the sunflower.
I know.
Oh, so funny.
Okay. Now let's try to get this pulled up. There it is.
And the more foam tape you put in between the layers, the more depth it's gonna have. So, but you don't have to put it in between each layer. Like,
No,
you can,
I just
but you
did.
don't have to.
Really and truly, y'all, I did that because I just wanted to see what it looked like. Because we have one where it's not between every single layer.
Yes. It still looks 3D. It's just not as
3D.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm even going to tape that front. I'm just going to leave it like that. We'll place it in first.
I'm excited to see it.
Actually, honestly, Alicia, we don't even have to have the backer on there. If you put tape in between each layer, look at that.
Oh, okay. You can just put
So I'm not even going to put the backer on that. If you want to hang it, you're going to want to not put the foam in between each layer, but that stays.
Let me
so
see it on
well.
the front. Oh, that looks so good.
And look.
Can you see the glitter on the top? It's the top layer glitter, right? Mm-hmm. I love it. Wow. That is so stinking cute.
But
oh my
look,
gosh.
like it fits so good with the foam tape in between every layer.
Yes, I love that.
I love the dimension that it gives.
Me
with the
too,
foam tape
especially all the way in the back there.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna be making these cute little canvas tote bags today. This is the design that we're gonna be cutting, y'all. This is detailed, okay? Very detailed. But I'm gonna show you all a weeding hack that is so good for these mandalas. I'm also gonna show you some cut settings that you can use to help with this hack. The cut setting really is the hack. So I'm gonna be showing you guys that today. So we've got a little bag here. Now this is like a canvas bag. You can put whatever you can put HTV on can be your blank. I did this mandala on a workout shirt, which I think is really cute for all of our yogis out there.
I did see that. We posted a TikTok earlier.
Yes.
And it looked so good, especially
It was
like
on
the
the
placement
side.
on the side.
Yeah.
It was to die for.
It was very
like,
cute.
That's a perfect placement, I feel like, for a mandala on a shirt because, like, I feel like on the front it's a lot, but when you post it, like, on this, when you do it
like
on the side
peekaboos here and
on the
here.
back.
Yeah, and
I
then
love
like
it.
if you're working out, you can see it on the side.
I like it.
Yeah, it was very cute. So, and we just like whipped that up for a TikTok because we wanted to show you guys. So anyways, I've got a Teflon sheet here. This is for just protecting our HTV from the iron. These are pretty cheap on Amazon. I linked everything below for you guys. And then there is white HTV. So this is heat transfer vinyl that we're using today. This hack is for heat transfer vinyl, okay? Because the transfer sheet / carrier sheet, you can use those words interchangeably. The transfer sheet / carrier sheet is built into the HTV, okay? Adhesive vinyl is just the vinyl and then like the backer. So the HTV will have this shiny carrier sheet and then the vinyl's on the back. And then we've got our standard grip mat. I don't know if I trust this mat.
Just tape it, or I'll get you a new one.
Yeah, I'll tape it if we need to. But that's all you need. So really, if you've got a piece of HTV, you can try this hack. And if you've got a blank somewhere that you can do HTV on, grab it and you can practice this. So let's go ahead and open up Design Space. I'm going to show you guys on our website all of the mandalas we have, because we have a ton. Wake up, our computer is snoozing.
So Robin said difference between HTV and heat vinyl. I'm assuming you mean heat transfer. Robin, it is the exact same thing. The HTV, the H stands for heat, the T stands for transfer, and the V stands for vinyl. We just use HTV as a shortened version because it's easier to say.
Yes. And there are, like, I feel like when you first get into the Cricut world and the crafting world, it can be a bit confusing because there are brands and then there are names for things, but there are different names for things. So like, you'll hear us talk about, like, we're using Caesar EasyWeed HTV today. So yes. Caesar is the brand. EasyWeed is their type of HTV, and then heat transfer vinyl is the type of
generic.
Vinyl. Yeah.
Or you may hear us say something about Tech Wrap HTV. Tech Wrap is the brand. It's just, it's very similar to like, like cereal. I'm just trying to think of like off-brand cereal.
Yeah.
So you have Cocoa Puffs, and then you have the Walmart brand, which I don't even know. They're the same cereal. They're the same cereal, or the same type of cereal.
Yes. Okay, so I'm on the website. I'm under Cut Files. Okay, so once you become a member, log in. You're going to go to your dashboard, select Cut Files. So I'm going to just scroll down here to show you all of these that we've got. These ones right here are really beautiful when they're cut out of paper. They make really beautiful, like, stacked paper 3D images. And then we have these. So there's lots of options here. I love how we have these where you can put, like, your name in. Some of these we've already went through and put some words on, like nurse, mom, mama, all of that. And then you can see they get way more intricate. So these are crazy. If you guys tackle some of these, I would love to see it. We picked one that's, I would say, more mid-range. It's not too simple, but not too crazy. So there's lots of options. This is the one we're going to be using today, the Lotus Mandala. I'm obsessed. I had a friend when I was like 19, or maybe younger, because it was before I had tattoos. And she had a tattoo of this, like, on the middle top of her back. And I was like, that's the coolest tattoo. I was like, we have to be friends. Like, you have a cool tattoo. And it was a lotus mandala flower. So I just think these are so cute. So I just went ahead, hit that little download icon, and it's going to pop into a zip folder. So you're just going to click that. If for some reason you can't find it, go to your File Explorer, go to your Finder, and it'll be in your downloads, typically under the name of the file. So you can see this says Lotus Mandala. I'm going to double click on that. And there's going to be a PNG and an SVG. So the PNG is for our printable images. We are not printing anything today. We are cutting. So SVG, scissors. SVG is a scalable vector graphic. This is the one that you cut. Think S and SVG for scissors. So I'm going to open up Cricut. And I've already got it in here, but just for the sake of showing you all how to pull it in, I'm going to select Upload and then Upload Image. And then we're just going to pull our Finder open. If you need to, you can always just pull down Design Space and then click and drag that image into your upload area and then hit Upload. And then I'm just going to select that here, add it to Canvas, and there you have it. It is loaded in. Look how pretty. Okay.
I love it.
I do too. So you can see they look different. So right now, first of all, the layers panel has been being weird. I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to delete this green layer because we don't need it for really anything. Now, if you wanted to have a solid layer behind your Lotus for some reason, you could cut these both. So like let me show you. I'm going to select this main layer and then I'm going to ungroup them. And look, you could do like
a white background.
Yeah, just to make it pop, and then do this in black or a color or something.
Right.
So then you would have just a pretty background to make it really pop. So that's an option, but we're just going to be using the mandala today. So I'm just going to delete that layer. We only need this. Now let's go look at our blank and measure how big it needs to be. So we like to kind of make a template in Design Space to know how big our design needs to be. So we're gonna measure the width and the height. This is about 8 inches. And I'm measuring like the area that I want it to go in. So I'm not going all the way up here. I'm kind of stopping right here. So 8 by 9-ish. So then back in Design Space, I'm just gonna go to Basic Shapes, pick a square. I'm gonna unlock it. And we're gonna make our width 8 and our height 9. And then I'm gonna bring my image to the front. Now it's kind of hard to see, so you can click on your square and change the color of it to the color of your blank. I mean, my blank's kind of gray. It's like slate, like a dusty gray blue. Just so you could kind of get a visual if you wanted to play around with vinyl colors and stuff like that. That's pretty close. Okay. And then you can change the color of your lotus as well. We're going to be using a white, so I'm just going to change it to white. Ooh, it's popping. And so this one's a little bit smaller. You can make it that small, but honestly, you all, with the intricacy of these type of designs, you do not want to go much smaller than this. So this one is 5.5-ish by 6. I would not recommend going smaller than that. I feel like if you made this like this big, you're gonna have a hard time. It's gonna be a hard weed, okay? Especially with this hack. I just wouldn't go that much smaller, but I'm gonna kind of make mine a little bit bigger. I actually really like this size. I feel like it fits nicely on the blank. So that's what we're gonna go with. So I'm just gonna hide this. I'm gonna hide my square because we're not cutting that. It's just our blank so we can design it. And then make sure your operation is set to basic cut. And then we're gonna go to make it. So go to make it. And once you get over here, we are working with heat transfer vinyl, and that means that we're gonna need to mirror our image. So right here, where it says mirror, we're gonna do that. It doesn't do much because it's a mandala, it's pretty symmetrical. It actually should be technically perfectly symmetrical. And then we're just gonna change the mat size to 12 by 12. Got it? Okay. And then we're gonna select continue, and we're gonna be connecting to the Explore 3. Now here's the hack, everybody. So right here, when you get to set base material, typically if you were cutting HTV, we would be cutting it on everyday iron on. That's what Cricut calls their heat transfer vinyl cut setting right here. We use it all the time, but listen, we're not doing that today. We are gonna be cutting through the carrier sheet, okay? So I'm gonna go to browse on materials, and we're gonna type in glitter cardstock. Got it? Glitter cardstock, okay? Hit done. And then we're gonna go to more pressure, okay? Write it down. Get you a sticky note. Get you a pen out. If you were wanting to cut mandalas, just put in mandala cut settings, set it to glitter cardstock, put more pressure. And honestly, guys, we have plenty of time. I'm going to show you how to make your own cut setting for this because I just feel like this is something people just like totally dismiss, or like not dismiss, but like don't even know about. So I have my glitter cardstock cut setting right here. Let's go to browse on materials again, and we're going to go to material settings. It's down here in the bottom left. Okay, let's go look for glitter cardstock. Where are you? It's in alphabetical order. That helps you. Oh, here it is. Here it is. 270. 2 passes, fine point blade. So the pressure for glitter cardstock is 270, 2 passes with a fine point blade. Write it down if you need to remember it. You got it in your brain, Lauren?
272 passes, fine point blade. Got it.
Okay, Lauren has a way better memory than me. And then scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're gonna hit add new material. We're gonna name this mandala cut setting. Mandala. Save. And then look, right here, we're gonna have the opportunity to change how much pressure and how many passes. So I'm gonna put this at 270.
Are you gonna do 1 or 2 passes?
I hate 2 passes.
I do too.
Typically, like I get nervy.
Yeah.
What if we just...
I don't know that I wouldn't just put it at 270 and try one pass.
Let's just try it. I mean, why not? Because
Yeah.
we can, if it doesn't cut, we can send it back through.
Right, and that would be a good opportunity if it doesn't cut to show everyone how you can send your stuff back through if it doesn't cut right the first time. And it is, somebody asked, do you have to mirror if it's perfectly symmetrical? And Sadie answers you all, and that's a great point. You don't have to, but it's a good habit to check, or just to go ahead and get in that habit. If it's HTV, you mirror if it's symmetrical or not.
Right.
That way you don't forget. Same thing with when you're cutting. It's a good habit to get into, to always check your cuts before you unload your mat.
Absolutely. We both are pretty good about it in Tanner, I feel like,
Yeah.
checking. Just, we've been burned too many times, you know. So, okay, I'm just going to save it at 270 with one pass. So the glitter cardstock typically does 2 passes, but I'm just feeling like 1 pass would be okay. So we're going to save it. And then just hit done. I scrolled all the way to the bottom. We're gonna hit done, and then we can browse on materials, and we're gonna type in mandala, and look, there she is. Hit done, and now we have made our own cut setting in Design Space, which I think is incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the thing is we can tell you to use certain cut settings, but like
Your machines.
it truly does not matter whether it is top of the line machine, a Cricut machine, literally a Glowforge, a laser. I mean, I'm talking like even power tools. Like, it's just mechanics can be different. It can be put together the exact same, and sometimes it's just not.
Right.
There's a little something that's off. So it's good to know where you need to go to adjust your cut settings and add in manual cut settings.
For sure, for sure. And I'm gonna add more pressure to this. So we've got our pressure number is 270 with more pressure, because we're wanting to cut all the way through the transfer sheet, okay? All the way through the carrier sheet. So I have my vinyl shiny side down. Let me show you guys just so you can see.
Carrier sheet or shiny.
Carrier sheet or transfer sheet or shiny side needs to go down. You need to be looking at your vinyl when you're cutting HTV. Like,
You always need to check, especially now that there are so many different brands of heat transfer vinyl.
Right.
And I'm going, HTV Ront is one that I feel like a lot of people really like. And listen, we don't hate it. Just know that their vinyl and heat transfer vinyl, sometimes it will have a different color. Like, you'll think it's the right side and it won't be the right side, because sometimes their carrier sheets are matte.
yes.
It's just, I don't know. Anyway.
I want to put a new blade in.
Beautiful.
Because I feel like we've been using this blade for a really long time. Hold on. I've got some new blades here. These are just from Amazon. If you all, I didn't link these, but if you're ever needing replacement Cricut blades, go to Amazon, okay? This is what we get. It looks like the brand is this Streeweek. I don't know. But it's just cutting blades for Cricut Explore Air 2, Air 3, and Maker. And we're just gonna pull out one of these red guys. Oop. And then I'm gonna take my fine point blade out of the housing. Ooh, it's screaming at me. And I'm gonna I like to use tweezers or reverse tweezers for this. Just grab it and pull it out. Mainly because it's hard for me to like grab it. And listen, there's 2 ends to this, okay? The red end's protecting the sharp end, so don't try to just shove that in, okay? We're gonna take that off, and you're gonna put this side in, okay? And then we have a new blade, and we can just pop it right in. Close it, and then we're gonna hit go. Easy peasy pudding pie.
So Ann says, I didn't think they were as sharp as the premium Cricut blades. So the difference is the premium Cricut blades are actually made of tungsten steel. So
Yes.
I mean, honestly, like, it is a big difference, but for the amount that we have to change our blades, it's still economically smarter for us to get the blades off Amazon.
Yes. This is going to be really good for this project because I can use the small areas to like really get in there. So I'm going to put that on the second heat setting for now. That's typically what I go to whenever, like, especially if you don't know, like if you're just kind of piddling around with a new product or like a new medium. I think a medium heat setting is just a good safe go-to. And then if it for some reason didn't apply, like if you're working with a new blank, like this material we don't use a lot. So I think medium is going to work pretty good. It worked on this one, but if we need to bump it up, we can.
So this is what the blades look like. And then the red ones are the ones that we use. These are the 45-degree angle blades. The blue ones are the deep cut blades.
They are 60-degree angles.
Yeah,
And then the yellow is like extra fine, but it's a 35-degree angle blade.
We don't use those.
No.
I just use the red ones and the blue ones.
So they are from the research that I've done, the 35-degree angle blades are made to cut things like tissue paper, crepe paper, things like that. But the problem is you can't put those types of material on a sticky mat for the Cricut.
Yeah, right. Right, like y'all just need to be keeping an eye out because they might be putting more.
That's what I'm saying.
The only reason that me and Lauren were saying like we're scared to do a second cut is because sometimes that second cut, where the first cut kind of agitates the vinyl, it loosens it up, and then like it messes up your cut and everything kind of goes haywire. So,
yeah.
And you can see it's loosening up some of the pieces, but a lot of these pieces we don't need. So like it's plucking out some of the pieces that we would weed out normally, so it's fine. As long as it doesn't get jammed or something like that. You do.
And they are so faded at this point because they're in direct sunlight.
They are. Well, I was wondering if they were sublimated because I was literally looking at those on Monday.
No, they're printed. They're
That's
printed
funny.
HTV.
Okay.
Or printed on printable magnet sheet.
So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the outer edge. Okay. We're just going to delicately take this off to make sure there's no snags. I can see there's some right there. So what would be good is to have a true control knife or an X-Acto knife on you while you're doing this, just to make sure. Tell me if my big old head gets in the way. Just to make sure if there's any places that you need to cut, you can. And then what I'm gonna do is take a weeding tool and we're just gonna kind of very delicately lift this off of the mat, okay? Now, while this seems a little tedious, it's way less tedious than having to weed your own mandala, okay?
Absolutely.
So that's the benefit here. And there may be like a couple little pieces that we kind of have to pull out, like weed out our own, but not nearly as many as we would have to do if we just tried to weed this organically. So can you guys see what this has done? It's cut all the way through the carrier sheet. So it's shiny on the front still. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm. Everybody's saying they want to see puzzles that might be added to our stuff.
Okay, well, we're having a content planning meeting.
We are.
So we will
You all are getting the suggestions in right when you need to.
What kind of puzzles do y'all want?
Someone said craft board puzzle.
Okay. Oh,
Like
okay.
if we did like a sticker sheet on top of a craft board and turned it into a puzzle, that would be cute.
We could totally do that.
We can do all kinds of stuff like that. I personally really like the printable magnet sheet puzzles too, because you can put it like on the fridge. You can.
Yes.
I just really like those too.
I think they're so cute. Okay, here. So we're using a standard grip mat, so like obviously it's sticky. So this weeding tool's really coming in handy, helping me get all this stuff up. And then you can just use a scraper tool to get the excess pieces off. Look at me. Okay, this is like the general portion of it, but then there's like other little pieces that still need to come out. So I'm just gonna pop out any excess pieces.
You might need to put, I
What?
was about to say you might need to put it on something that's like colorful.
Yes.
Here, hold on.
There's an
a
orange
piece-
cardstocker right
That's
there.
what I was grabbing.
And I actually use this for that purpose. Oh, so much better. Can y'all see that?
Oh, they could not see the white at all.
If we ever get a new table, it's going to be a color table, like black or something. So there's like a bunch of little tiny, like little baby bitty bits in here. I'm going to take a pen tool and get these out. It's like they're cut, but they don't want to come off.
It's just because it's so intricate. But like, imagine having to like weed all of this and not be able to see.
like literally every single one. It's really just these little bitty bits right here. And I'm using a pen tool, so this is like a really delicate weeding tool for intricate cuts. It's like a pin, but it has a little needle in the top. Okay. I think we've about got it whooped. Okay, I think you gotta shake it out. Oh, there's one right there.
Yeah, so what we're doing now is, although it cut all the way through, sometimes those little tiny pieces get stuck.
Yes.
And so we're just kind of like shaking it.
Just shaking
getting
it out.
those out.
So y'all can see here, let me put it on this orange paper so you can really looky there.
So beautiful.
Isn't that cool?
I may have to run and get my charger, or get a charger.
You can go grab mine.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just going to keep this here. I have pre-pressed my bag. I also took, so this bag kind of tucks in. I pushed it out. I want to have as flat of a surface as I possibly can. So I've pushed out the bottom, pushed out the side, so it looks kind of weird. You can see this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. And I'm going to go ahead and preheat my surface just to make sure that it's completely flat. And also, if it's warm, it will just help us apply the HTV. So, make sure. I've got one piece here I missed. Maybe. Okay.
Got her plugged up.
Beautiful. I love the size of this on here. Okay. So, whenever we did this previously, there was a couple places where the transfer had kind of come up. And also, look, I was about to put it on the wrong side. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the shiny side now. I don't know if y'all can tell that's shiny. This is the other side. This is the shiny side. So the transfer side should be looking up at you now, which is the opposite of how it was on the mat.
Yes.
So I'm going to put that there. Now, if there's any vinyl exposed, if for some reason the transfer or the carrier sheet stuck to the mat in the weeding process and I go over it with an iron, it's going to shrivel the vinyl up and it's going to melt it away. So that's why we have a Teflon sheet. So this is a giant Teflon sheet, but we're just going to make it work. What I'm going to do is put this over. I'm going to kind of tack it down and then go in and be a little bit more intricate. So we're just going to tack that down, and then I'm just going to kind of use the corner of this and really get in there on some of the more, like, focus in on areas after it's tacked, because I don't want it to be moving around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just staying on the Teflon sheet, and then you can kind of move the Teflon sheet up. Now you could use like a HTV transfer tape here if you wanted to.
Donna also said something about a pressing pillow inside. If you want to put a pressing pillow inside the bag, you could.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you had one that fit inside. So Jan says, why Teflon and not butcher's paper? That's a good question. So butcher's paper can be an alternative. However, the reason that we use butcher paper, because we go back and forth between Teflon and butcher's paper mainly for sublimation.
Yeah.
Because butcher's paper is made to absorb moisture. Mm-hmm. Just like it's the whole reason that they use butcher's paper in a butcher shop, because it absorbs the moisture from the meat.
Absorbs
the moisture. Absorbs the moisture from the meat. Anyway, the reason that you don't always have to use a Teflon sheet we hardly ever use a Teflon sheet with HTV. However, this is so small, we want to make sure that it stays where it needs to go.
And like I was saying, sometimes when you pull it off the mat, or even when I'm weeding it, that shiny carrier sheet gets peeled off of the vinyl in some places, and you may not you can't see it because there's so many intricacies on this cut. Also, this bag has ridges, so you gotta make sure if your bag has any ridges that you're really getting in there with the heat to make sure it adheres. Because some of mine don't want to stick. And I'm just gonna go around the whole thing and make sure it's really on there.
And yes, you could use parchment paper as a barrier for this, I would think. If you don't have a Teflon sheet, you could.
And then I'm gonna take a weeding tool and peel off the transfer. And this is so satisfying.
I like absorbs too, Kelly.
It absorbs. So you wanna go slow when you're peeling this off in case you miss any spots. Oh, look, you guys see it? You see it waving at me? So this is really when the Teflon sheet comes in, because we've already pulled off our carrier sheet a little bit. So I'm just gonna put this right back on here, and I'm gonna tap it with the heat again. And this is on that ridge, so that's what's making it difficult to attach down. And then we can go ahead and start peeling again. Remember, go slow. Because if you pull this too hard and that vinyl is hot, it's gonna stretch your vinyl out. And we don't wanna do that. Ooh. Okay. I mean, what do you guys think? Are you gonna be trying this?
Everybody's loving it.
Okay, good, good. I can't look at the comments, I'm focused.
I know, this is you've got to focus on this. Like, if you think that this is like what we're doing here is intricate, try doing it the normal way and like weeding everything and all this other stuff. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
I personally stay away from mandalas for that reason, but with this hack, I think I would do it just fine.
Oh, absolutely. Look how cute. That's it.